guys, welcome back to the A86 Racing Channel. I am your host, Joshua Garcia, also known as Joshiroku. And today we've got the unboxing of our Annex suspension system, which is one of the first major upgrades for this car for 2020. I'm real excited to unbox it, go over it, and kind of explain some of the new features of this suspension and how they're supposed to help me go faster on the track. Oh, I have been waiting for this for quite some time. I am super excited to show this to everybody, and man, I can't wait to talk about this a little bit. I need a knife. Jeez. All right, here we go. Christmas, only way more expensive. All right, let's have a look at this. Got some stickers and instructions. They're lock wrenches, which if you've seen the video on YouTube, they're positive locking, so they kind of keep you from smashing your hands. You guys have got it boxed up really well. Really nice looking hardware. Oh cool, lanyard, additional, looks like some additional locks. Not quite sure what's in here. All right. Well, let's take a couple of these over to the bench, and I'll talk to you about what makes them so special. Okay guys, this is the Annex Suspension ClubSpec Pro. It's a little more track-focused coilover design for the AE86 chassis. These are manufactured in Fremont, California by the guys over at Annex Suspension. And from what I'm told, they were specifically developed for this chassis. This isn't another coilover that's been adapted to work. The curves and the valving and everything is for this car. Some of the things that I can cover and look at right away, they do have a nickel chromium corrosion resistant coating on the threads and on the shock bodies. This is a brand new casting of the spindle. If you've ever dealt with any of the old Corollas, you'll notice that a lot of the old coilovers, they get cores and then they will cut them and basically refurbish them and send them out to the customer. This is a new spindle that has 0 miles on it, so I really like that. Sometimes the consistency is a little different. You might get a set of coilovers that has a little more wear on the spindle. This is their new hardened anodized lock collars. He's told me that he's going to try these on mine. What that means is that this is just kind of similar to a more military grade coating. It's really corrosive here in South Texas. I live on the coast, and it would take no time at all for these threads to be just impossible to work with. I really like that they've done all that, and hopefully that means I'll have much easier adjustment here in the future. Some of the other features that I really like is the Swift springs. For this particular application, you have an 8 and a 6K. It is also have helper springs. So the helper springs are great because they help keep preload, but they also affect the droop. Droop is like, if you have a car that's going over a crest and you don't have enough droop, what happens is it actually unweights and lifts the wheel from the road. So you're just losing contact patch and you're losing traction. The rear setup is a true rear coilover, which means that it's not the divorce spring setup that you normally find in the A86 that has a separate spring and then you have shocks outboard. This changes things. This changes the way that the rear end pivots, and it is a long travel setup, and this should allow the car to have excellent traction coming out of the corners. If you look at this new extended top hat here, this was just designed. They had sent me some pictures of the 3D printing that they were using. This makes it a long travel setup, and this top hat also will clear the body better, because when you use a true rear coilover on A86, a lot of times you'll have a little issues with it contacting the body. These guys spent a lot of time developing the curves. This is a double digressive valving in these shocks, and you know, basically it just means that they can cover a broader range of suspension dampening. You know, it should be pretty good for the street on the bigger bumps. And then what I've been having a problem with on my current setups is high-speed cornering, like a big sweeper at these bumpy Texas tracks. The car is fighting me, the steering wheel is moving, and it's causing me to have to get out of the throttle and reduce speed. And hopefully this will help remedy some of that. I know in the top hats they have radial bearings. I believe they're coil bearings. And as far as the adjustment is concerned, these guys have 24 clicks of range, and that's really good. You know, when you have that many clicks, what that means is I should be able to dial these in for different tire compounds that I'm using. You know, if I happen to have to go out on the street and drive it for any period of time, I can really soften it up. And then as I go from the 200 treadwear tires, and let's say I put some Hoosiers on it, I should have enough adjustment in there to compensate for that and try to get the most out of the suspension. It's a really nice looking piece, and the company's offered to give me a lot of support, and that's kind of what I need right now. If we run into any changes, I should be able to call these guys and have them send me different spring rates or anything that I might need. So I'm really excited to get these on the car and see what kind of lap times I can achieve with this improved suspension. So that's basically the overview of the Annex ClubSpec Pro for the A86. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned. Oh, by the way, in the next video, what we're going to go ahead and cover is the installation of the suspension on the A86. We'll do the corner balancing, ride height adjustment, droop, anything that needs to be covered. And then from there, we're going to try to get to the track at the end of the month at MSRH, get some good footage from there, and it'll be time to move on to the Super Lap Battle in February. Oh, and I don't have a beer sponsor, but if you're listening, I do love Hefeweizen.
We'll be in a minute. Oh my god. Oh. have fun finishing that video up with that snow.
Okay.
Alright.
What did you eat? Okay.